Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a slightly different video for you. Last week I was lucky enough to, I was lucky enough to go to the Charlotte Tilbury Harrods launch and get the chance to meet her. And along with that, of course, I had to buy some products. So if you'd like to see the look that I'm going to create with those and hear all about the launch, please keep watching. Okay, so as part of meeting Charlotte Tilbury, I was lucky enough to be told what kind of look she would create on me. Of course, anything that Charlotte Tilbury suggested to me, I would do to my face. Her 10 looks, she said that the top one she would do on me was the Dolce Vita. And she also said I was very Kardashian. For anyone that knows me or has watched one of my previous videos, you know how much I love the Kardashians. So that makes Charlotte Tilbury my now #1 favourite person for just saying that to me. But as part of the Dolce Vita look, I picked up a few products. First of all, I picked up the Light Wonder foundation. I've had my eye on this for probably about a year and I've never brought myself, gone around to buying it. I picked up a sample. I did a blog post about picking up foundation samples and I got the shades 5 and 6 as a sample, and I think the 5 worked really well and the 6 not as well, because the 6 was a tiny bit too yellow, even though I do have yellow undertones. But when her lead artist at the launch was doing my makeup, I asked what foundation colour he would use on me, because obviously they're the professionals, I'm going to take their advice. And he said the shade 7, and I was a bit concerned when he said it, just because obviously I'd been given the samples 5 and 6, and I thought, no, the 7 is going to be way too dark for me. But he showed me the 5, 6 and the 7 all next to each other, and it turns out the 5 and the 7 are really similar. Obviously the 7's a tiny bit darker, but the 6 is really, really yellow compared. Like the colour 6 even look lighter than the 5. And since it is summer anyway, I want to look a tiny bit more bronze than I normally am, as my face is quite pale. So I picked that up in the shade 7. Of course, when she told me I was a Dolce Vita, I didn't already have the palette. I do have the Golden Goddess palette, but not the Dolce Vita one. So, of course, I had to buy the Dolce Vita palette, which is so, so gorgeous. I was scared I was not recording then. Yeah, it's so gorgeous. This deep, bronzy, reddy tone is to die for. Secretly on the inside, this is the look that I really wanted her to say to me, so I'm so happy, just so that I could get my hands on this palette. So yeah, I've got that. I couldn't afford to buy the whole look as one, because obviously her products are high-end and therefore more expensive, but I wanted to buy the key bits of each, well, of the look, just so that I could recreate it and then use some products that I do already own to kind of make up the rest. And the last item that I bought on the day was the blush. This is one of her Swish and Pop blushes in the shade Ecstasy, and this is a really gorgeous shade that goes with the Dolce Vita look. And I also think it's a really good blush because these are the kind of colours that I would wear anyway. So I would just wear this on an everyday basis. And I just love this product. And the packaging of all of her products is just so nice. I mean, these are all the darker ones. But for my birthday, I also got the Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. So obviously I didn't need to buy this on Thursday. But oh my god, I just love her products so much. So yeah, I don't want to rant on about her too much, but I will start doing the look for you. Otherwise we're going to be here for a long time. I'm just going to pop a blob of this in my hand. The lead makeup artist did tell me to use a pea size amount. However, yesterday I used a pea size amount and I feel like I want a tiny bit more coverage than I had. So I'm just going to take this all over. Okay, so I always start in the middle of my face and blend out. Just because this is where I need the most coverage, and there's no point in applying too much foundation where you don't really need it, because you're just going to look not cakier, but there's just no point in using foundation where you don't need to. So I'm just going to apply this to the centre and just build it up slowly around the rest of my face. This is just so nice. It makes your skin look super fresh and glowy. It's not the highest amount of coverage. Like, I have foundations that are a lot higher coverage. Like the NARS Sheer Glow is definitely fuller coverage than this. But sometimes I guess it's nice to have your skin just look like skin. And of course you can conceal anyway any imperfections. So I'm just going to buff this into skin. I had a tiny bit more than a P, so I don't know, maybe like a 5p coin. It just gives my skin a really nice glow, and compared to how my skin looked before, because I get quite a lot of redness going on, so I like to try and hide that where I can. I'm just going to do my brows for you quickly. And I'm just going to apply this down my face slightly in a triangle. I'm just using my normal concealer for this. I really want to get the Retoucher, which is obviously the Charlotte Tilbury concealer. But again, I was being good and it's so close to payday, so I'll have to watch this space to see if I get it. So that's my concealer done. As you could obviously tell when I had no makeup on, I do get so much redness and dark circles, and I never normally leave the house without concealer on, so lucky you, you get to see me without it. So then I'm going to move on to my eyes. I'm going to come back and let all the product just settle on my skin first and then powder it. So yeah, I'm going to take my Dolce Vita palette, but I'm just going to go in with this lighter shade here. And I'm just going to apply that all over my eyelid. I'm just going to go in all over. And this colour really complements my skin tone. Obviously the Dolce Vita look is for, well, originally created for slightly more olive tone people. Of course you can wear any of the palettes or looks. You don't have to stick to the rules behind them, I guess. But yeah, I just apply that all over, which as you can see is a really gorgeous shimmery, it's kind of a nude but it's got a gold undertone in there. Okay, so I've just applied that all over my eyelid. So I'm just going to go in with this deepest red shade, well, reddy brown shade here into my crease, and this is just my favourite colour. So I'm just going to go in and build this up. Okay, so I know that's a bit messy, but I'm going to blend this out obviously. And I'm just going to take that smoke shade and just buff this into the outer corners of my eye and kind of blend it in into that deeper reddy brown. I want a bit more of this deeper reddy colour, so I'm just going to build that up slightly. Again in the crease slash outer corner of my eye. It's just a really nice smoky eye. I might actually blend that out a tiny bit more. So yeah, that is the eyes, and then I'm just going to go and powder my face slightly. Again, I don't have the Charlotte Tilbury powder, but I really want it, even if it's just for the packaging. But I'm just going to go in my standard Healthy Balance Bourjois powder. Then, Film Star Bronze and Glow. So I had the light to medium palette. They now have a darker one that's medium to dark, which is great for girls that are slightly deeper toned than me. And even with this highlighter, sometimes I feel like it maybe is a tiny bit too light for me, but I make it work because I love the palettes. He says always use a big brush for bronzer, and that's what I originally used this for powder, as you will have seen in my previous videos, but since he said use a big brush for bronzer, I've been using this one. And it is just a Zoeva 106 powder brush, and I'm just going to take that in. Oh my god, I just put that in the highlight. One moment. Okay, so I've got highlighter all over my bronzing brush now. So I'm going to take this Real Techniques Duo Fibre Face Brush in the bronzer. I can't believe I just did that. And just pat off the excess. And then I'm not going to contour with that, I'm just going to literally bronze up my cheeks and areas on my face. So I'm just going to really go in and work this in. Okay, so that's my bronzer. Then with the highlight, finally. I don't even know where I put it. I've been using this brush, which is the Luxe Sheer Cheek Brush from Zoeva. And I'm just taking that into the highlighter shade. I can't believe I did that still. But anyway. So I'm just going to highlight the tops of my cheekbones, down the middle of my nose and my chin a little bit. You can see now the way the light's hitting me from the window. That's where I will highlight because that's where naturally the sunlight hits. So I'm just going to go here. Okay, my under eyes look a tiny bit shiny. So I'm just going to go in and powder them because they're too shiny for my liking. Look how much better that is. And I found, when I apply mascara, I don't think I've been doing it right for like, since I've been wearing mascara, because I normally go like, brush it, but then I never get that much product, and I look at some people, I'm like, how do your eyelashes look so good? Then I realise if I twist this like, into my lashes, it kind of applies the product, and really gets in there, and they look better, so. So this is the Swish and Pop blusher in the shade Ecstasy, which I will show you how to use. So the lead artist again had a brush like this for blusher, and again this is an old one that I already had, but he said for the outer colour around here, he uses the centre, so just this fluffy bit, and then for the pop he uses the side of the brush, he just taps it in. And he said, I always thought, I've always been told to apply blusher to the apples of my cheeks. And as you can see when I smile, I have quite big apples on my cheeks. But he said, don't apply it to the apples of your cheeks, apply the outer shade up the cheekbone, and then the pop colour on the top of your cheekbone, which, I don't know, it could be life changing. I'm going to try it, but we'll see. So I'm taking the outer colour on the fluffy bit of the brush, and I'm just going to take this up my cheekbone. And he said take it right up to the hairline, which you can probably see that. It's kind of over your bronzer and your highlighter, kind of works all together, and that's what you want. You want a seamless look. And you can probably see that has made such a difference to the rest of my face. I am going to blend it in just a tiny bit with my foundation brush, just because I've applied a lot of product here. But it is such a gorgeous shade, especially for my skin tone. If any of you have a similar skin tone to me, definitely try out the shade Ecstasy. The lipstick that comes with it is the Penelope Pink, which is such a gorgeous shade, but unfortunately I just couldn't afford to buy that many products in one go. So I'm just going to use my own kind of colours and kind of do a bit of mixing. Where have I put it? Here. So the Penelope Pink is a really, like, the perfect pinky nude ever. And I only have two options. I have a nude or a pink. So I'm just going to try and attempt to mix these two together just to get a rough colour of what he actually uses. And that's the finished look. Do I look like a Dolce Vita? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more like this, please give this a thumbs up or comment below. And please subscribe. I feel like I'm nagging people like on social media. I'm like, look at my new video, please subscribe. But if you did like it, just please subscribe, and then I'll pop into your subscriptions box and you can watch all my videos. But yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all had a lovely weekend.